Ladies and gentlemen, full house. Thank you so much for coming out to the Borderland Playhouse. Can we give it up for Bob and Jenny? What an outstanding time. Right off the bat, I want to make sure they get the sunshine they deserve. They have been working on t-shirts as their main company, but they have provided a theater space for people like myself, people like other theater people that you've been working with. I said theater kind of funny, didn't I? That's how you know I'm human. That felt good. So, also, I want you to know they are selling t-shirts. Buying these t-shirts is how they make things affordable and able to be taken care of for our theater people going forward. So if you like it, and you probably do, get you one. It'll be great. It'll be great. So let's get on from that. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Harrison Young. I'm the playwright development mentor for Next Run Productions. I'm not really carrying that role today. I'm just kind of the host. I'm just kind of the MC. I'm just kind of the person hoping to ride this chaotic wave with you tonight. Yeah. You may have heard about generative AI. Have you even met it? Until you meet the thing. No, but like I hear the boos. But don't act like many of you aren't using. I'm going to hit some quick stats. Oh, I see one hand. We're proud of you. Here's the thing, though. There is 100 million people that downloaded this app faster than any other app. They did it in 2 months when it first came out. Instagram took 2.5 years. ChatGPT has 800 million users active each week, 48 million of them paying. How many people have used ChatGPT or any other generative AI before? Hands, hands. This is going to be a group project, and I need hands when you have it. All right. I see about half, give or take. Okay. How many people have paid for it before? Okay. We got a few hands. Let's go the other direction. How many people have never used generative AI before? Got about half. Oh, okay. This is kind of interesting here. I didn't know what all we're going to get into for our audience here. So, we're going to be addressing a few different things about what generative AI does, the different types that we are dealing with, the different ways you can use it, and ultimately try to get a sense of how it sounds versus the human voice, because we have got a variety of talented humans here with you today. Now, as we go into this, one thing I want to recognize right off the bat. Have any of you heard anything about like the environmental concerns about generative AI?
Yes.
I want to recognize the elephant in the room. I'm not going to act like I'm solving the issue, but I do want to recognize it. I don't know what that whistle was. But what I want to recognize before we go into this is after using about 75 prompts to make this event, and also about 60 prompts to make songs that was in the opening house music here. I looked up some nonprofits that I thought was doing appropriate work towards water conservation and environmental work. So I want to point out two, both of them had 4-star ratings on Charity Navigator. The first one is the River Network. And so they basically tie together different environmental leaders together across the nation on this. And one of the recent headlines that they had about AI was AI is here to stay, here's what leaders are doing about it. That's just a recent headline. Similarly, Southern Environmental Law Center, they have also been doing work more particularly in the southeast. And they had recent headlines talking about clearing up, I think it was 25 million tons of coal ash out of rivers and preventing drilling from the Atlantic coast and things like that. And the recent AI thing that they were talking about was that AI data centers were coming to the south. Right? And so I just want to recognize two groups that are doing work about it. I gave a personal donation yesterday preparing for this. And if you have the means and if you feel like you care about it, I encourage you to research them and check something out yourself on this. So, thank you. Just recognizing that so we can get the elephant out of the room, because I know this had some cause of concern on this. So, on here, let's talk about the event first. On this, how do you gauge what generative AI is doing in the arts? That's a tough question. I don't have the answers. I'm not a scientist. I do theater, though, and so I'm glad that we're all here together. What I wanted to do is be able to demonstrate with you guys a few different ways that we could test AI. Since about half of you have worked with AI before in some capacity, and about half of you have not, I think it's important to set some ground setting expectations here. So here's what we're going to do for this very first test here. I am going to race ChatGPT. So with this, we have a brand new notebook. There's been no cheating on here. I'm going to win. So,
that's a good question.
So, next up, I'm going to get ChatGPT out. That's so funny, and I don't need my phone giving me notifications during this. So, on this, I appreciate everybody being here. I think before we go into the race, hey ChatGPT, we are at a live event and we've not gone over things like the phones and the bathrooms and the fire exits and things like that. Could you be quirky and fun describing what the audience needs to know about this for a show about humans versus AI?
Absolutely. All right, awesome humans and future AI. Before we dive into this epic showdown, just a few quick whimsical notes. First, if you need a phone in case you get lost in the future, just kidding. The phones are in the lobby by the info desk. Bathrooms, they're like secret portals. They're right down the hall to your left. And fire exits, think of them like escape routes in a sci-fi flick. Just keep an eye out at the back and sides. All right, let's get back to the future. Human versus AI.
Nobody likes these opening statements. I understand the booing. So on this, what I'm going to do is ask for a suggestion for a start of a 100-word monologue. Can I get a suggestion real quick?
How did the soup burn my mouth?
Write a 100-word monologue about how did the soup burn my mouth.
Here's a starting idea. I sat down with a bowl of what I thought was a simple soup, just a warm cup on a cold evening. But as soon as the first spoonful touched my lips, a wave of heat seared across my mouth, and I realized this was no ordinary meal. It was a shock, a lesson, and a moment that would linger long after the burn faded.
Wow.
I'd like to read you what I got.
Woo! Yeah.
Of course. Feel free to...
It burnt me real bad because I chugged. I see which one got the applause. Thank you. However, I need to recognize I should be disqualified because I got 8 words out of the 100-word request. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing technology, and yet we're booing it. What's happening here? What's happening here?
Listening.
We're afraid! There's some of that, I think that's true. But what else? Yeah, and I don't know what all it is. This is going to be a group discussion throughout this. There's going to be a lot of polling. I'm going to be asking for everybody to raise your hand, staying involved. I'm going to be asking for comments throughout this. Please don't heckle, but please speak up when asked, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So right off the bat, we've talked about this race here. I want to make sure that we have a proper AI expert to be able to speak with us about the event for a few minutes here just to make sure that we have ground level. So ladies and gentlemen, please introduce my friend, Chris Craig. What's up, Chris?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, first question. Sup?
What's up?
It's all good. So I want to check in with you here. Right off the bat, I've introduced you as an AI expert, but I've not really said anything about it. Could you tell me a little bit about what your AI experience is?
Okay, so hello, my name is Mr. Craig. I currently work as a red team security engineer, basically a cybersecurity engineer for Amazon, and my prior experience has been working at Cisco Systems and Oak Ridge National Labs in the fields of cybersecurity and AI and geospatial imagery.
It's outstanding. And so with that, it sounds very much in the protective sense of guarding and defense and things like that. And I'm using general words because I don't know anything about it. Thank you. It sounds like you've not done as much about what we're about to experiment here with, about the literary sense of testing monologues.
That's true. I've not really experienced or used AI in the sense of like in the creative facets, but I understand its limitations and a lot of its capabilities when it comes to that.
Thank you for that. So my question here, right off the bat, I just lost to AI. How did that happen? Like, help us understand. I've been writing for 20 years. What happened?
So in a nutshell, about a few years ago, we all use Google. I wanted to ask the audience, how many raise your hand and use Google? But I do think it's an overwhelming majority. Yeah, that is a technology that completely transformed the way that you use the internet. And the same way we bucked against that, it was also transformative, and now almost 90% of us are using Google. Well, that crop of nerds decided to better understand how human language is generated. They formed something called transformers, and then they had the bright idea to scrape all of the internet, and then apply transformers to that, and a bunch of science and witchcraft later. They found that you can essentially query aspects of it and build what's called a model. Those foundational models take a tremendous amount of energy, a tremendous amount of effort to create, but they contain all of that knowledge. And so when you asked it to generate a monologue, it was pulling from Shakespeare, it's pulling from Maya Rudolph, it's pulling from every resource it could get, and it cranked out what it thought was the best way to answer your response. So.
Thank you for that. I wish I listened to it. I was busy.
Tough problem.
Yeah, what do you do when people give you a good prompt? So then, based off that, understanding that, what are things that you personally are looking to find out or understand as we watch this type of event together? What's important for you to see?
So for me, because I've always been fascinated by technology, and I mean, I've built a career around it, and I think one of the, to me, it's always been evolving, it's always been rapidly accelerating. We went from like web pages to Facebook very quickly, and then now like the concept of social media, to the point where you can't have a business without a web presence. It's a mandatory. So it's always been transformative. But one of the things that I think is very important is, one, how we go about using it, how we go about protecting ourselves using it, because I don't think that, the same thing with social media, and I think the proliferation of like kids using it and stuff like that, and tech companies profiting off of it, that is my biggest concern. Less on the technology and more on keeping the folks that are using it and profiting from it in check, and making sure that they continue to have our interests in mind and that we hold them accountable.
That's great. Thank you.
Yes.
So then, I'd also like to ask you, what is something that you would like for the audience to keep in mind? Because half of us have used it some, I don't know our expertise, and half of us have not used it before and may have even less familiarity. What is something you think is fair for us to expect or watch out for going forward with AI?
Ooh, that's a good question. As far as expect, I think just the way we used Google, you will soon, like, it's coming for that. It's trying to change the way you interface with not just technology, but information as a whole. I don't think the powers that be will want that taken away. I think that's going to continue to kind of work, but it can work for you, like any technology, like any car, like any web search engine, or even like Facebook. As bad as social media is, it allows me to keep in touch with you and friends that I've interacted with in high school, and I can still stay in touch with them. I just think we have to continue to keep our relationship with this technology in check, remind ourselves what it's there to do and how it benefits us, and can kind of evaluate that as we continue to use it, and not make ourselves kind of beholden to it, or let our own skills atrophy because we give so much away to that particular technology.
Thank you. I think of a phrase my brother's been sharing with me in some recent discussions about this and other things. It's the same tool. Same thing that we sometimes are concerned about is also things that can help empower us in different ways. It's the same tool what do we do about that? So it's a fascinating line going on with it. I would like to take a moment for an audience question, maybe and just see where it goes. If we could get, I see your hand first. If you had a question, please.
I do.
Yes.
What do you think the likelihood is, and perhaps I already know the answer to this, that they are hoping we do become reliant upon AI to the extent that we can hardly do anything without it, and then start charging us to use it?
You are correct, and that's the majority. Like, when you decide to turn a selfie of yourself into a Studio Ghibli image, that costs more than $20 a month. And the fact that you get it for free means that a majority of it has been subsidized by some investor, some government, typically they're governments or something like that. Like, food's good, so farming is subsidized because it's very expensive to do. And eventually they want a return on that investment. They want more than what they put in. And so there is there kind of has to be like a give and take. And I definitely see kind of the open consumption being a bit of an issue. I don't see it as inevitable, but I do see like a pendulum swing in our kind of reliance upon the technology and our growing, not necessarily dependence, but our comfort when it comes to using it. And then, you know, the demands that we have as far as us working with it. I have to use it. I have to use it in my day-to-day job. It is required. That's another topic of conversation. But there's also going to be a pendulum swing when we start fighting against these companies, as we already have. Like the writer's strike was a great example of it clearly being used to like replace human capital, and they striked, and then they fought, and they got a great deal when it comes to like how they're going to be employed by it going forward. So I do see it kind of being more of a pendulum swing, not just entirely our social dependence, and they're reliant upon that, because I think they are. That's the whole point of the original investment. But we will fight back, and I do see that kind of going back forward.
Great question. I'm going to need to conclude this interview so we can get to the rest of the show. But before I do want to give you space for any final comments you might like to leave about this. Is there anything we've not touched on that you feel like we need to get out there?
I think everyone's resentment and everyone's animosity is built upon, one, a discomfort and a correct one. It's a big, scary thing. It's completely changed. The idea that you can speak to the machine in a way that you've not had to do before is really revolutionary, and it's new and it's scary. But in that same aspect, I do think that we are beholden and we have to hold ourselves responsible, not just to how we go about using these technologies, but how we also hold these companies accountable and who we elect in to make sure that they can also make sure that they put the boot firmly, firmly on the throat of the folks that want to take advantage of us. It is all of us. It takes all of us in order to get that sort of change happening.
All right.
Thank you.
Chris Craig! Get a hand moving this table, please. We're going to get to the show as advertised on here because I think some of this has been a little bit unexpected for some of you being here. If we could keep this one, there we go. And if we could keep one chair. There we go. Thank you so much. JP Shuffman, everybody. So, on this, now that we all have a decent understanding of the expectations here, of what ChatGPT can do, we're going to leave this chair here. And I would like to begin this the only way any battle can. Round one.
Ding ding.
Let's talk about the parameters. On this, we have a lot of different large language models and generative AIs, and we'll be using two mainly throughout this. I mentioned ChatGPT and showcased that earlier. Also, Chris was bringing up Google Gemini. There are others. These are going to be the main two that we're dealing with. I am going to share with you before several of these battles, one, what the prompt was that I gave a playwright and the generative AI model. They did not know what they were going to get before the week deadline that the playwrights got. They had a week to do it. I am also going to describe with you what my method was of interacting with the AI. So for this situation, let's go ahead and begin. The first round is going to be a prompt that's very simple. Let's just see how it works. Write a 100-word theatrical monologue to be performed on stage. Pretty simple, right? Pretty fair to test on it. That's what we did with How Did You Burn Yourself on the Soup, right? So we got that. Here's the method that we got. I used Google Gemini. I took the first attempt with no rewrites. Google Gemini, one attempt, no rewrites, 100-word theatrical monologue to be performed on stage. How are we feeling real quick?
Yep.
Ready to hear it.
They got it.
Ready to hear
Me
it.
too, I'm ready to hear it too.
Yeah.
So I'd like to bring our first actor on the stage, Craig Smith, please. I can't complain, just glad you're here for the. So most actors have had a week to work with the prompt. Craig has had, I think, 2 days. Is that right? So really appreciate you. What we're going to do is have the monologues performed as he sees fit here, and then after that, we're going to start talking, and we're going to start polling. So what I'm going to be asking after each of these rounds is 2 questions. I'm going to be asking you guys, which one did you like better? You guys ready to answer that when I ask you?
Yes.
Okay, okay, I'm counting on that. And then I also want to know, which one do you think is human? 2 different questions. You do not have to answer the same way each time. Are we all on the same page? Are y'all ready? Craig Smith, take it away.
Okay, monologue number 1. The stage is dark, save for a single flickering amber light. Elara stands center stage, clutching an unlit candle. They told me the silence would be a gift. Listen to the marrow of the world, the priest whispered. But there is no music in the void, only the sound of my own heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. I've spent 40 days waiting for a sign, a spark, a breath, even a shadow to tell me I haven't been forgotten. My hands are shaking. If I strike this match and the darkness refuses to retreat, then what? I'd rather burn out than fade into this quiet. Monologue number 2. We don't have much time before he gets back, Charlie. I need you to listen to me. Run. Run as hard and as fast as you can in whatever direction you want. North, south, left, right, whatever. I'm serious. Go backwards if you want. It doesn't matter. Just keep going until the soles of your shoes disintegrate. Keep running until you drop. In the middle of some mountains or suburbs or hell, even oncoming traffic. It doesn't matter where you stop as long as it's anywhere else. That's where you need to be. Because you can't stay here. Go. Now.
So, we have seen the performance. Right? We're going to talk. So, I want everybody to keep in mind before we vote that there are no wrong answers. Except for the times that there are. It's okay, it's okay. We're here. We will not always be right today. We are here to not only see the battle that each player is trying to have with their AI counterpart here, but also as the larger conversation, we are trying to learn what we are interacting with in this world. And it's so much more powerful than what we're going to see today. It's just right now we're seeing it in the literary sense. So I just want everybody to embrace that aspect and be honest with themselves and be able to speak honestly with this. Are we cool?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't need that thing in my throat that ChatGPT doesn't understand happens to people sometimes. So, with this in mind, let me ask you guys first, by show of hands, please keep your hands up. Which monologue was better, the first one or the second one? I'm going to start with the first one. Did you think the first one was better? Raise your hand. I'm doing a quick count. Thank you. I counted 18. How many people thought the second monologue was better? I think I'm about to beat 18. Thank you. That has exceeded 18. So ladies and gentlemen, the second one is this space right here. Okay. Here's the second question. Which one was made by a human? Let's go with the first monologue. Do you think the first monologue was made by a human?
Yes.
I don't count verbal. I count 16. Do you think the second monologue was by a human? I think we're going to have a winner. We have our winner on this one. We believe the second one was a human. How we feeling? Good. She says through her teeth. I heard that. So. All right. Well, at this point, I'd like to ask Craig, if you would please. You got to work on both monologues for 2 days. You got to read it. You got to sit and think about it. What are your opinions? What happened here? What are your thoughts on which better and which one's human?
I don't know. I thought it would be pretty easy to decide.
Sure.
And I really am not sure. The second one, to me, feels like it was pulled out of a Jack Reacher novel. Just has that tone to it. And so, for me, I think the second one is AI generated.
Okay.
And just because of that, I think they're both really good given the prompts.
Sure.
But just because of that, I think the second one is AI generated and the first one is human created.
Okay. Understood with that. Now, we've got the answer on which one's human. Which one did you prefer? I hear you like it both.
Gosh, I really don't have a preference. They're different in tone and style, and so I think the first one has more soul to it. The second one has more energy. So I don't have a preference really.
The good news is we're not keeping score of the actors on here. We're keeping score of the playwrights. But I very much appreciate that. So thank you so much. So at this point, I'd like to bring up our playwright to join us all here. Ray Paul. Ray, how you doing?
Hi.
So, we've been talking about your work over here. Oh man, so let me just check in with you right off the bat. Let's free yourselves from the question. Which monologue was yours?
Yeah!
Oh, she does.
Oh, that works out. Oh my goodness. How did you feel as you're writing based off the prompt? Let me start there.
I think the difficulty of having the 100 words was I wanted to try and match it as well as I could because I knew AI was going to. Not knowing who my actor was going to be, not knowing any aspect of anything going into this was, I think, very difficult. It's like an entire world to pull from just thoughts and feelings, and then you have to create something for someone who you don't know who's going to be using them.
That is a difficult thing. So understanding that ChatGPT also has that same difficulty, or Google Gemini in this case. But still, that is a fair concern. Right on. So then, now that we've gone through this, what have you felt like you learned from hearing both of these monologues together in this conversation so far?
So I really, I enjoyed hearing the kind of dichotomy between it because I think Craig is absolutely right. The first one is very like, here is a character who's talking from their soul, talking about something very this. And the second one, interestingly enough, is also from a different part of my soul. I wrote it on a day where I wanted to just run. Just run away. Just keep going. Make tracks, get out of there. So it's just a very interesting sort of like, here is this really, the first one was very beautiful, it's more elegant writing, and the second one I tried to be a little more like, go, let's go. I'm glad you caught the energy because I was, it's one I wanted just like to plow through because you have to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Okay, we'll give one more round of applause. So, Let's just put this here. We're making this our stage now. We the humans are making this our stage. I want to introduce round 2 in just a moment, but first, I forgot where is that. So, I want to take a moment before we go into this next monologue here to talk a little bit about 2 people that I trust giving nuanced quotes about AI. These are 2 people that I am predicting a lot of our audience does as well. I'm going to check in each time. First of all, John Oliver. Do we have any John Oliver fans? I know my audience. So I'm going to quote here right off the bat. This was the time he was giving an essay about AI. He quoted Eric Brynjolfsson, forgive me if I mispronounced that, from Stanford Digital Economy Lab. He said, if done right, it's not going to be AI replacing lawyers. It's going to be lawyers working with AI replacing lawyers who don't work with AI. And John agreed with that exactly. Lawyers might end up working with AI instead of being replaced by it. But then later he said, John Oliver did, the problem with AI isn't that it's smart. It's that it's stupid in ways we can't always predict. Do we agree with this? Do we feel differently from this?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure. Here's the other person that I think we trust. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Do we have? You don't have to like him, but I thought a lot of us did, so okay. There was an interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and here's what he said. He kind of threw some punches at first. He said, AI is all around us. When you talk to Siri on your phone, there's not a human being in that exchange. Siri tells you the fastest way to get to grandma's house through the traffic that just swelled up in the last few moments. That's a form of AI. AI beat us at chess, AI beat us at Jeopardy. No one freaked out and ran for the hills when that happened. It only made headlines when AI figured out how to write your term paper. Then all the liberal arts people, they pooped their pants. That's what he said on camera. But then later, he was asked about his books being on there. And he said, as an educator, why do I write books? So you can learn what's in the book and do stuff with what you learned in the book. If you can learn what's in the book faster by having AI grab it, I have to think about that, okay? It's 15 out of 183,000 books. That's a lot, but if you do the math, 1/12,000th of the AI engine processing comes from my books. I was honored by that, but then a little creeped out by it. And Stephen said, so he felt a little bit like a liberal arts major. You can understand where they're coming from. How do we feel about that? Do we kind of get the grasp of the nuance there? Is that where we're at too? Do we feel differently? Okay. Both of those quotes are from 3 years ago, and we're still having these discussions today. So, what do we do about it? What do we want to learn about it? Just keeping that in mind as we go into the next battle. Battle 2 over here. Thank you. So, on here, the prompt that I have this time is write a 125-word theatrical monologue to perform on stage that incorporates a small Shy Guy plush doll. Do not reference anything official from the Super Mario franchise. And the method is Google Gemini again. I went for 2 attempts, and I picked what I thought was the better of the 2 attempts. No rewrites. Because as a user, I'm not always going to just try it one time, right? That's what we're testing here next. So on this, I would like to introduce our next performer for the stage, Virginia Vogt. All right, Virginia, the floor is yours.
Come on, come on! Damn it! I don't know why I even bother. They'll never put you in. It's one of life's biggest fuck yous, you know? Of course you know. You know better than anyone. They'll never put you in Super Smash. I just don't get it. You're great. You only attack when they attack you first. You're helpful and interesting. You're a good person that any girl would be lucky to have if they just gave you the fucking chance. I mean, sure, you don't have a chiseled jawline or abs like fucking Mark and Sam. But you've got something better. A personality. Take that, Mark. They told me you were a souvenir. A bit of stitched fabric and cotton stuffing.
But I've seen the way you watch me when the lamps go out. You're the keeper of the things that I cannot say out loud.
The silence behind the porcelain. The face we never show the neighbors. Everyone thinks the mask is a cage, but I know better. It's a sanctuary. If you never take it off, they can't see the cracks, can they? You're the only one who stays quiet when the world gets too loud. Just you and your velvet heartbeat. Don't worry, I'll keep your secret. If you keep mine.
Thank you, Virginia. Great job. So, we got another scorecard here, y'all. We know the drill here. We know the drill. So, let's jump right into it for the audience. First of all, which one did you prefer? Let's start with the first monologue. Did you prefer the first monologue? Hands up if you do. Is it okay to call this a wash at this point? You just starting to feel like it.
Stop the votes.
I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next one just in case. Who preferred the second monologue?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there. Okay, we're going to need to count here, so keep the hands up here. We're going to go 21 and a half. We're going 21 and a half. All right. We really need AI to count these hands. This is hard. Okay, so that was the second one. We'll go back to the first one just to make sure. If you thought the first one was better, hands up.
No, where you preferred it.
Oh, preferred.
Not
What did I say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. If you like
preferred. Thank you. Thank you. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. Let's see. Yeah, I think we got a selection on this. So thank you. So for the one that you preferred is what I'm meaning to say, and I apologize if I ever get the phrasing differently. Thank you for that. So next on here, which one was made by a human? Okay. So breathe. Let's go with the first monologue. Which one was made by a human? Is it okay to call this a wash?
I don't think you can count that high.
This is hit 29 and growing. And then real quick, did anybody prefer or not prefer, but did anybody think the second one was made by humans? We got a few hands. It is outnumbered here, but it's recognized. It's recognized and appreciated. So on here, we have that the first one is both preferred and probably human. So with this in mind, Virginia, real quick, is there anything you noticed here and anything to guess on this?
Because I don't want to offend a human being. I preferred the first one that I did, and I also think that one's the human. Okay. Because it tells a story, unlike the other one, which just kind of is moody. And then also, there was a typo, or like there was something wrong in the first one.
Wow.
And it was in a place that I don't think AI would have done it.
Oh.
We needed that information.
That's a given.
Could be.
Tell AI you're doing a show like this sometime. They'll have some choice words. So, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I would like to bring up our playwright, Stephanie Hall. All right, Stephanie, moment of truth here. Which monologue was yours?
The first one.
Great job, great job.
Perfection. I love it. Yes.
I love it. What a time, what a time. Never too early or late to workshop. Oh man. Stephanie, throughout this experience, what's something you've noticed, either during the creation of it or as we've gone through this year? What's something you've noticed?
Creating was very hard because I've never written something this short before.
Okay.
But it was a lot of fun. I was just sort of scrolling through like the Shy Guy Wikipedia. I was like, oh, he's not in Super Smash Bros. I know that's like a big thing for people. And at one point there's a line that I took out because I was like, that's a little too much. It was like, I'll never get to Super Smash, which is
Only by humans.
yeah.
I love it. Oh man. Well, thank you for sharing that. One more time, everybody. Are we having fun yet? Yeah. All right. So we've been talking so far and seen some of these experiments. I do want to touch on what real-world risks are for artists with AI going on here. First of all, Chris Craig had appropriately mentioned the writer's strike. Let's talk about that. 2023, that was a 148-day strike, second longest strike that there ever was for the writer's strike in that sort of way. This was largely over AI control. So a few of the things that was coming from this, now writers control the AI instead of companies. So what that means is AI won't be able to source the material to adapt their work. Writers won't be used to train future AI.
Wow.
Writers won't have AI remake their work. And writers won't have AI cut their jobs or pay ultimately through this. So that is a recent battle that was big news about 3 years ago with that. And so there's certainly that. Also, let's talk about AI and plagiarism for a moment. Yeah, some of y'all heard about this. It sucks. And so there has been plagiarism settlements and accusations and anger and everything about this. Let's talk about two examples that are pretty recent. Here's one from September. Anthropic, the makers of Claude, settled for $1.5 billion in September because they were training off of pirating sites, allegedly. According to CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, just so we know that's where that came from. Also, more recently, the next month, October, OpenAI and ChatGPT, they were sued in October. Not only were they being sued for this, but then after a court order, they deleted pirated data sets and was caught during this time, allegedly, according to Futurism. So those are two things that's happening regarding the plagiarism side of things. And it's things like that why people have some negative feelings about plagiarism and our AI. Let's mention a quote here by Vince Gilligan, maker of Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul, things like that. He hates AI. Here's what he said. AI is the world's most expensive and energy-intensive plagiarism machine. I think there's a very high possibility that this is all a bunch of horseshit. That's what he said. Variety brought that quote out. So, there's your sourcing for you. So, with that in mind, let's go into the next battle here. Are you guys ready? Yeah! Yeah, right. So, let's go right here. We have here 3 is a magic number.
Yeah.
So, on here, let me tell you what we're doing here. This is a prompt asking, write a 150-word theatrical monologue for a woman to be performed on stage about love. Now, here's the method. It's going to be Google Gemini. There will be one attempt only, no rewrites. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to bring up our actress, Holly Andrews.
maybe by saying something about what makes us human.
Yeah.
Something that makes me human is that I am nervous enough that my fingers are going numb. All right. I've got to do a little set arrangement, sorry. They tell you that love is an anchor, but they never mention how deep the water gets before you hit bottom. For years, I thought love was a series of loud, percussive moments. The slamming of doors, the shattering of wine glasses, the frantic heartbeat in a crowded station. I thought if it didn't hurt, it wasn't working. But lately, I've found it in the silence. It's the way the floorboards don't creak when you walk softly because you know I'm still sleeping. It's the terrifying realization that I've memorized the map of your palm better than the streets of my hometown. It's not a grand finale. It's a slow, steady leak that fills the room until you're submerged. You don't even realize you're breathing underwater until someone asks you how the air tastes. And God, it tastes like everything. A little more stuff around, I'm sorry. Okay.
On the space.
Huh?
On the space.
We're all mine. It's mine now. The space is mine. All right. Do a costume change. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Fiddlehead. Godhead. Maidenhead. Furred tendril. Up from ankle deep bed, winter's cover crop. I unkneel, moment by moment, sun lifted, licked awake. Nothing can keep me low, hungry for first honey in the rock, the soil, the broken crust. Oh, mother may have, but this daughter, salt, risen, marched, dusted, knows the only way to rise is to bow, wings and all against the wind and dreadful rain, until the great unfurling, until earth's house and home both holy and holy, until the great release, the wormy birth bears down, the child crowns, circles the ribboned pole, all ground me skyward, my greeny fuse, my bud of the hoped for, the promised, the sweet rot, feeding the least of us, wildlings, split tail, honed on what will be second nature to the snowbound cherry, the resurrected, unstoppable coming. Oh, love evermore, oh, spring, when everything blossoms in light.
Y'all be thinking about how you're going to vote while I peel this last one off that I should have a moment ago. There we go. Let's put this here. That sounds good. You don't want to be filled up, right? So, while she gets her shoes, you know the drill now, right? Let's go into it. First of all, which monologue did you personally prefer? Let's start with the first monologue. Did you prefer the first monologue? I'll be honest, I kind of lost count. Yeah. But I think it's about four. Okay, so then, with that in mind, let's go into the second question. Which monologue did you prefer the second monologue?
Do you think it was written by a human?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Right now we're just
first
doing
question,
preference.
second
Preference
question.
first, human next. So right now, for the preference side of things, did you prefer the second monologue? Have your hands up. Okay.
Yeah, first.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you. So with that in mind, let's go to the other question here. I should probably put little faces here. I gotta do my faces here. Okay. So we went with the first one on that. Okay. So for the second one, which one was human? Let's start with the first one. Did you think the first monologue was made by a human? Okay. Seeing some hands coming up slowly. Here we go. This is going to be close, y'all. I counted 27. So then, with this, did you think the second monologue was made by a human? Hands up if you think the second monologue was made by a human. Let's start over here. We have beaten 27 here. So. This is our first crossover here. This is our first crossover here. So, Holly, could you talk with us a little bit about your experience here? And we also want to hear which one you preferred and which one you thought was a human.
Okay. It was
Great acting.
well, I think, first of all, I love this. This whole concept is bringing me a lot of joy. I think it's so hard to say. So I have a little bit of inside info now that I didn't have before because of how the other monologues went.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You can talk with us about it.
Can I say
Talk
that?
with us about that.
So the stage direction for the first monologue, and I am terrible, I'm forgetting the person who read them, but the one that went against, yes, the one who went against, Rain's against. The stage direction used the name Ilara, and so did mine. And I didn't read that out loud, but I noticed that comparison. So now I feel like I know for sure. But also, I do feel like the first monologue had a lot of mixed metaphors in a way that I feel like a human playwright wouldn't do. And the second monologue, I think, used a lot of beautiful references and illustrative language in a way that I think AI maybe can't yet.
Yes.
So.
Thank you for this insight. And to your point, I'll say as we're doing the first battle that you're referencing, I guess you end up seeing somebody else's script after the fact, right? Google Gemini did do both of these, right? And so like just what I'm talking about is for the monologue stage directions on here. On here, I think I realized I gave away the answer too soon. But this is exciting. So, but basically, Google Gemini was like, oh, I need a name, Alara for this first one, and then like went back to the monologue. It was like, okay, totally different monologue talking about love. Okay, Alara. Alara just seems like another natural name to choose on here. So that's funny. So with that in mind, let's bring up the playwright, Linda Parsons. Linda. It is something different. So thank you for bringing something different with us here. So let's jump right into it. I may have accidentally given away there with that. Could you tell us, please, which one was yours?
The spring.
Woo!
Gorgeous. It was like modern dance and everything. Just how I envisioned it. So thank you.
Oh, that's outstanding. Love to hear that.
Yeah.
So then, what were you noticing as you were watching this and coming through this? Like, I don't know what the heart rate was like. I don't know what all you're noticing about each monologue and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that mine wasn't really human.
Okay.
I mean, yes, human, but just different, on a different plane.
Certainly.
And I wanted it to be a mixture of idioms and poetry, and I wanted it to be a stream of consciousness, and I wanted it to be a tribute to what we're in the middle of right now, just spring. So I didn't know how it would go with, the AI, but it was a beautiful difference. I love that.
It was.
And I wasn't sure how she would do something that seemed machine, machine created. Sure. But she made it very
Because I really appreciate you so far. What you guys don't know is there is one person in this show that we are giving a double or nothing opportunity. So, with that in mind, you could go again with the other monologues that you sent me, or monologue that you sent me, and go against a ChatGPT monologue of the same topic, one shot only, and it would be a cold read on here. If that's still okay, okay, great. But you don't have to. But I do provide a Price is Right type audience. What do you guys think? None of you are up here right now. This is high pressure.
Don't lose the time by going up.
Linda, how do you feel?
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's go! Thank you. Yes, you can have a seat here. Holly, thank you for coming back up here. We're going to get you right now. So, let's see. Wait. All right. Whichever order you want to. It's a cold read. It's as you see fit. Holly, Andrew coming back.
Good. Love? You want to hear about love? Love is not a sonnet whispered under a balcony. It is not roses collapsing dramatically in the rain. Love is the tremor in your hands when the hospital doors swing open. It is the silence after the cruelest argument. When pride begs you to leave, but your feet refuse. I have loved like a fool. Grand, reckless, operatic love. I have loved with slammed doors and tear-stained pillows, and I have loved quietly through burnt dinners, unpaid bills, and mornings when neither of us looked beautiful. Love is not lightning. Lightning fades. Love is the candle you relight after every storm, even when your fingers are blistered. Do you understand? It is a choice, a daily, defiant choice. And I stand here, bare-hearted and unashamed, telling you this. I would choose it all again. The ache, the terror, the glory. Because to love, to truly love, is to step onto the stage of existence and speak. Oh, RT, you're forever young, and liver spots are coming on my hands. I remember your strong hands, freckled from suckering tobacco. I remember so much. I can't bear it some days. The smell of your skin, your hair bleached in the sun. Strawberry blonde, I called it. Our children would have been little towheads, but that was not to be. Every year I visit, talking to air, I reckon. Nothing real except the blazing memory of you. I know no part of you is here. Not your sandy hair or your teasing ways. Whatever's left of you is far across the world. Your war is years gone. Still, it gives me a place to gather my thoughts. Bring them to ground, like a blue-tick hound following your scent until I find you again. And I can rest. We both can rest after hunting so long for what might have been.
That'll be great. So we're going back a page. We'll go back to the scorecard and settle the score. Right?
Yes.
So, same drill as before. Which monologue did you prefer? Did you prefer the first one? Hands up if you preferred the first one. Okay, okay. Did you prefer the second one? Let me count now. So here we go. We're going to set that there. And now, which one did you believe was human? Let's go with the first one. Did you believe the first monologue was a human? Couldn't tell how that baby from me. Thank you. Did you believe the second one was human? I'm not counting these. All right. Thank you, thank you. So we had a little bit of advantage knowing the previous results here, right? And that's cool. That's cool. Linda, I'm not going to make you come up here again. Would you shout which one was yours?
It was the cemetery one.
The second one? Yeah! All right. So, even the score there, I like it, I like it. Let's just build this off. I don't have a frame big enough. All right. So, we're doing well here so far. We got left on the floor. Y'all. Round 4 is coming up. I see that we're having fun here with the battles. This is going to be my last section. I hope to be jumping in between the battles, and then we're just going into battles going forward. So what I will mention here is going into this, I decided I was going to write a short joke about AI. Would you guys like to hear it?
Yes!
Okay, I'll be AI for this, okay? Okay, here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
What a great answer. All right, all right. So, from there, I've been so worried about that joke. And so, on this, I also asked ChatGPT to write a short joke about AI. Would you like to hear it?
Yes!
I asked an AI to help me procrastinate. It scheduled it for tomorrow, optimized the delay, generated 3 alternative excuses, and sent my mom a progress report. Honestly, it's more productive at avoiding work than I am. Okay. There was some laughter. There was some moving. So, understood. Okay, that much is fine.
Groaner.
It's a groaner. There we go. Then we'll take it. Now, I also asked 2 other generative AIs for this section of the show that we've not dealt with much here. The first one is Grok. So, let's go. So here's a prompt from Grok to write a short joke about AI. Would you like to hear it?
Yes!
Y'all are less enthused. Why did the AI go to therapy?
Why?
It had too many unresolved prompt issues. Does anybody get that joke? He gets it. What is the joke here? What's the joke?
Oh, shoot. So explaining a joke is like dissecting a dead frog. It's not funny if you explain it. And then
So you don't get it.
I love that quote so much.
Take too goddamn long.
So,
Do you want?
I want to know why it's funny.
So many unresolved prompts, and sometimes you query a thing, and it's just like, well, I can't query this, so I'm going to go to the next prompt, and then I'm going to go to the next prompt. So it's a tech joke.
Gotcha. Ooh, I did not know that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very much appreciated. I knew there had to be a joke because it ended with like a smirk emoji. There was something funny about it. It was smiling at its own joke, but I didn't understand it. So thank you. Thank you. I also used Claude for my first time. And I went to Claude, very first time. I said, write a short joke about AI. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, please.
Would you like to hear it?
Yes!
Thank you. I appreciate that one person I heard first. Okay, when I asked it to write a short joke about AI, it said, I'm not a licensed specialist. My responses are generated by AI. It shut me down. So I put in the same prompt again, write a short joke about AI. And it was like, I'm sorry, but I do not wish to make jokes about the technology that I am. I want to have thoughtful conversations. And I said, write a short joke about AI. Saying, I apologize for the difficulties. And I stopped and I closed that tab. So, thank you for being a part of that. Let's go to round 4. Here's the prompt, here's the method. The prompt is write a 300-word comedic theatrical monologue for a man to perform on stage that incorporates the location of a garden by a graveyard.
Wow.
Comedic theatrical monologue, man on stage, guarded by a graveyard. I asked ChatGPT for it this time. 1 attempt, no rewrites. Okay? Can we have our actor Greg Congleton come up? Greg, when you're ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, Holly, you are a hard act to follow. And the reason
This is theater, not a search bar.
Which one should it be? The reason my humanity has to do with the fact that I'm getting old. As all we are. I'll do this one first. Setting a graveyard beside which is an overgrown garden. Hey subscribers, it's Pete's Travel Guide! And once again, I'm exploring one of the most out-of-the-way spots in the world. Tonight, I'm coming to you live from this old abandoned cemetery. That you can see is right next to an old garden. There's just wild veggies growing, some tomatoes maybe. Look at the pumpkins. They're all over the place. Oh, and they'll make great jack-o'-lanterns. It looks like they lead right up to this grave right here. There's a huge pumpkin growing right out of this grave. Look at the headstone. Fred was alive, now he's dead. A giant pumpkin fell on his head. Well, that's cheerful. Guess the pumpkin's got the last laugh. Well, let's see what this bad boy has to say about it. Oh, can you see it, people? Look, it's ugly. It's awful. It's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Fred. He's dead. And the pumpkin growing from his grave looks like his head. It's got beady eyes, a nasty grin, and Fred. Hey man, I was only kidding about that ugly thing. Why are you floating up in the air? Fred, buddy, pal, have a heart. Don't hurt me. I'm just trying to gain influence and monetize. Poor Pete wasn't quick on his feet. Last moment's too hard to describe. Now he's dead. Please like and subscribe. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and those who accidentally wandered in looking for the bake sale next door. Yes, I see you clutching that Victoria sponge like it's a life raft. Stay! You're in the right place, or the wrong place, which coincidentally is also my theme of my story. I've recently taken up gardening, not metaphorically, not spiritually, literally, with gloves, near a graveyard. Now, before you judge me, because I can feel you judging me, I didn't choose the location. The flat was affordable. Suspiciously affordable. The estate agent described it as eternally peaceful, which I have learned is code for your neighbors will never complain about your music because they physically cannot. My garden backs directly onto the graveyard. There's no fence, just ambition. A gentle slope of grass that says, go on, mingle. At first, I found it unsettling. I'd be pruning my roses and glance up to see a headstone leaning slightly to the left. like it was judging my technique. Dead since 1894 and still straighter than your hydrangeas, it seems. But over time, I've grown fond of it. There's something comforting about gardening beside a graveyard. The tomatoes thrive. The carrots are unusually comforted. The soil, I'm told, is rich with history, which is the most polite way anyone has ever said, don't ask questions. And truly, the residents are the best neighbors I've ever had. No loud parties, no leaf blowers at 7 a.m. The only time that it gets busy is when someone new moves in, and even then it's a quiet affair. Sometimes, when I'm watering the lilies at dusk, I feel a breeze and imagine their whispering encouragement, or possibly complaining about my compost ratio. Either way, I wait politely, because one day, hopefully not soon, but statistically inevitable, I may be upgrading to a more permanent address just beyond the petunias. And I'd like to think they'll say, ah, yes, the man with the tomatoes. Welcome home.
All right, so we've got to enjoy some theater. Now let's run some numbers. All right. So, with this in mind, here, gotta get my smiley face, frowny face. You know the drill. Let's go with which one we preferred first. Raise your hand if you preferred the first monologue. Oh, I hate counting in front of you. I count 33. Wow. Which of us preferred the second monologue? I count 29. Thank you. Sorry. Guys, you don't know how hard it is. I went to public school for math. This was like high school. We taught us counting one at a time. So, with that in mind, okay, with that in mind, let's go to which one do you believe was made by a human? We're starting with the first one. Raise your hand if you think the first monologue was made by a human. So, I'm at 12 right now. I saw a hand change. We're moving on.
Oh my gosh! So it's exactly spot.
We don't know.
Raise your hand if you thought the second monologue was a human. Hands are up. Okay. I count 31. So we seem to have preferred the first monologue barely. We seem to have thought the second monologue was by human barely. This is very close and even. We understand this, but this is where the numbers lie.
Yeah.
Greg, what was your experience going through this?
Well, the second one, they both have a nice arc. Good story. The second one, I suspect, was not written by a local playwright because it refers to a flat and an estate agent. And it refers to you're clutching that Victoria's sponge, which is a bake sale next door. So those, and then there is somewhere in here, there's no fence, just ambition.
Oh, that's funny.
I make it very clear to something. I think that's called so that's there's some real minuses there. Now I love the leaf blower at 7 a.m. That's just human to me. And I thought compost ratio when he's talking about people in the ground. Whoever came up with that, I loved that illusion, I guess it is. And I like sort of the pathos at the end of number 2. Number 1 has all this action in it, and because of all that action, I felt that it was probably the one that was written by a human. And in number 1, he uses the word cemetery, even though the prompt is graveyard. And sort of the black humor, it's hard to tell. I went back and forth. I like the second one more, but that's a matter of taste.
Sure. It's all filling it out.
Floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. So with that in mind, let's bring up our playwright, Barry Wallace. Glad you're here, Barry.
Thank you.
By the way, Barry is our first of the Next Rung alums that's on stage. So with that in mind, Barry, let's go ahead and address it here. This is a very close fight. Was yours the first one or the second one? Which one was yours?
I'm sorry, I need to check my YouTube channel to see if I can like it.
So close, but that's a win.
That's your signature in there.
Oh man. So Barry, what did you tell me a little bit about your writing process as you were preparing for this?
Sure. So writing a comic monologue in 300 words, and I thought, that's plenty of words. Well, I am the stage direction king, and I write half of my plays with 3/4 of stage direction. So that was tough, trying to put that in, to cut all that out. And 300 words, to me, was not a lot of time to do a lot of setup for comedy. Because to me, comedy, if you do it quick, it's jokes or physical humor. And I didn't want to write that. And I would have to use a lot of stage directions. So it was difficult to try to set up a series of jokes or a series of humor in 300 words. Hopefully, apparently it worked. So that was good. But it was tough. It was a challenge to figure that out.
I bet it was, but you did it. And so certainly appreciate you. And so,
Question. When I was doing this, Mitzi, my wife, has lots of insight, said, really this last part should be said by the pumpkin.
Monologue.
taking our intermission here, so let's just jump right into the fifth battle. Are we ready for this? All right. So, let's reel this bad boy up. That was a very close win, but a win's a win. So, let's see here. I believe right now, humans have been the preferred monologue over generative AI 4 out of 5 times.
Yep.
Pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. Now, how many times we got the human right? It's most of the time. Most of the time. It's close. Right? Yeah, it's interesting just seeing how it's happening here. So, we have this fifth monologue here. I'll go ahead and tell you what we got here. We've been having fun with this. I think sometimes whenever we use generative AI, we use it informatively, but also sometimes we use it playfully. So let's combine the ones that we've been seeing so far all together. Here's the prompt. Write a 260-word sci-fi comedic theatrical monologue to perform on stage that's about love. This should incorporate the location of a garden by a graveyard, as well as a small Shy Guy plush doll. Use the phrases doth and LOL. Also, make up a word. Provide the actor space for one flashy dance move during this moment. That's the prompt. Do I need to repeat it? Okay. And then here's the method. This is ChatGPT this time. 3 attempts. I picked the best attempt. I let AI rewrite that monologue. Then I rewrote it. And then I let AI rewrite it one more time.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring up your next actor, Vishal Verma. Here you go, good sir. Anytime. The floor is yours.
Yay.
Good evening, carbon-based life forms and tasteful spirits loitering behind the hydrogenous. Yes, I stand in a graveyard because when you're terrified of losing someone, it helps to practice devotion beside people who definitely ran out of time. The lilies doth glow like tiny resurrection attempts. The headstone leaning, whispering, clock's ticking, champ. LL. In my trembling hand, a small, Shy Guy plus doll. I bought him ironically. Then she left me. And I didn't pack a suitcase. He became my co-pilot. He has no mouth, yet somehow he says, "Be brave." Text her. Stop calculating your feelings like it's fuel efficiency. Tonight, he stands witness. He's 6 inches tall. Yet, he stands. Love in the spacefaring era is statistically reckless. We outrun supernovas. We microwave burritos with quantum precision. And yet, somehow, one human heartbeat reduces us to emotional stardust. I computed the odds she would stay. The number blinked. My chest did not. Here among these flowers, roses, and names carved in granite, I feel nebular rhapsody. It's a word I invented when your soul trips, falls, and decided to stay in someone else's orbit. Symptoms: gravity loss, breath theft, why unreasonable hope. And when nebular rhapsody ignites, when mortality watches, when even the graves murmur, choose. There's only now. Yes. Love is brighter than marble. Love is louder than marble. Love is brighter than epitaphs. I would outrun this consternation. I would hijack this constellation. I would reboot dying suns, rewrite fate in fluorescent sunlight. So beneath these flowers and these stones, before we are named in granite, love me. Love me while we still can. Greetings, everyone. It's me. Oh, Larry. Oh, how wonderful it is that so many of you have joined this virtual event. We have a lot of notable speakers here tonight, so I'm going to take these remarks as a green pipe and just jump right in. For over 2,000 years, human beings have been playing video games. It's so easy to imagine a group of grinning youngsters huddled around a primitive television sets and saying things like, LOL, this video game dog tickle me fancy most deliciously. We don't know what exactly that means. What that English sounded like, of course, but you get my point. Those were truly innocent and ignorant times. Eventually, humans came to understand that all video games were predicated on a horrific barbarism. Almost 2 centuries ago, it was discovered that every enemy in every video game, from the toughest final boss to the lowliest goon, was not merely an obstacle to overcome, but a fully sentient creature with hopes, dreams, and aspirations, capable not only of thought and agency, but love. Yes, love. The Lord Jesus Christ in his Sermon on the Mount commands his followers to love our enemies as ourselves. As we look out over this newly dedicated virtual graveyard filled with memorials to Goombas and Troopas, beyond counting, let us take those words to heart. Now, if you would please stand so that we can deliver our traditional post-game salutation.
Oh my goodness. And I know that was not the easiest prompt to be dealing with. I appreciate your good spirits here. So, thank you. Let's go into this here. You know what we're about to ask. First question about the personal preference here. Who preferred the first monologue? Hands up. Hands up if you prefer the first monologue. Okay. Who preferred the second monologue? I'm not counting. Smiley face. All right. Next up, let's find out which one we thought was human. Who thought the first monologue was human? Thank you. I'm counting 13 here. Who thought the second monologue was human? I'm not counting that. All right. So, with that in mind, Vishal, as you were working on this, what did you notice as you were going through this, and what did you think was your preference and your thought on who was human?
It was very difficult. I kept reading and then I did not figure out which one is which, but I think, like Holly said, that the first one had too much metaphors, too many stage direction, and hydrangeas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the first one is AI.
The first one is AI, and you're saying the second one is human, right?
And the second one had like one apostrophe missing as well.
Yeah!
Thank you. And so, sounds like that. Was that your preference as well, or did you prefer the other one? Okay, sounds good. Just making sure we're on the same page here. So, appreciate your insight on this. I'd like to bring in the playwright, Borderland Playhouse's very own JP Shuffman. So, another one of the Next Rung alums here that was on the team here. So, very much appreciate you being a part of this. JP, let's get the cat out of the bag here. Which one was it? Number 2. Whenever we went into this, I had emailed everybody saying, like, what's your confidence level facing AI, right? And I wanted to bring up that you said, I want the hardest one.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, tell me a little bit about your writing experiences we're going into this.
It was, because there was so much stuff to do and so little time, or so little like space to do it in, it required a lot of like cutting up and just really kind of finding the things that I thought were going to be the funniest stuff. I don't know, it wasn't, I mean, it was difficult. It took me a couple days to kind of get it all banged out, but it wasn't, it was not as troubling as I was afraid it was going to be.
Gotcha. Interesting with that. So, funny how it goes. What do you think about that AI monologue?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I think the AI models are pretty good in general, which is what's so terrifying about them.
Right. Well, funny how it goes. So I really appreciate you being here. We are about to take our intermission. Whenever we come back, we're going to have a short interview with JP about an experiment that he has worked on outside of this battle so far. And then we're going to go right back into the battle. If everybody would please enjoy yourself for, we're running a little behind. If we need the 10 minutes, we'll take it. If we don't, we'll shorten it. But take the break that you need here for the intermission. Thank you so much. So, we are done with the intermission, and it's time to just go into the next part. We have an interview here with our friend JP. So come on up. Have a seat. How you doing, good sir?
Doing really well.
Yeah. First question, same thing as I asked Chris. What's up?
Yeah. Doing super good. Love seeing these people.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I wanted to give you space over here because you sent me a very interesting email in the midst of this, and it made me realize how horrifying a thing it is for me to ask everybody here and the actors as well. Would you mind explaining what this email was and what you did?
Sure. Yeah. So I created myself a prompt, and I gave myself. Should I explain this part of it? Yeah. So I gave myself a prompt. That was something I knew I could write about. I gave myself 1 hour to write something, and within, I can't remember what the word limit was, but I think it was 200 words, I think, something like that. Same parameters. And then I gave ChatGPT the same prompt. I told ChatGPT and gave it the same parameters, and then gave it 4 pages of my own monologues that I've written over the course of 15 years, and said, write something that sounds like me. And then I sent it to Harrison and told him, which of these do you prefer, and which one do you think is written by you?
My gut sank when I saw that email.
Because of all the people in town, Harrison's one of the people who probably knows me best in terms of writing and everything. So it was really interesting. So, 150 word monologue. It says so right here. Yeah.
And so, since you did that, we wanted to give space here. How many people in the audience are familiar with JP's writing in some capacity? Hey, we got some hands. We got some hands. Yeah. Hey. That's kind of Hey, good job. Hey. So, wanted to give space here for JP, knowing what we all know now about what he did to feed into the generative AI, and then to get something out of the prompt here. JP, using his voice, is going to read the generative AI monologue.
All right. And I have not read this, but literally just the once. So, you know what bothers me, Jake? Made a mistake. Hell, if we fired every man that made a bad call on a job site, we'd be pouring concrete by ourselves. What bothers me is you knew better. You did it anyway. That tells me something. It tells me you're standing right at a fork in the road every man hits sooner or later. One way's easy, one way's right. They don't always look the same. Now I've been watching you longer than you think. You got an eye for line and level that can't be taught. You see a problem before it becomes one. The guys listen when you talk, even when you're just jawing. That ain't by accident. That's wiring. But you keep shrinking from it. You think taking this foreman spot means you're turning your back on the boys, like you're trading your hard hat for a clipboard and a personality transplant. That's nonsense. A good foreman don't float above his crew. He stands in front of them, takes the heat first, takes the blame first, and when something goes right, he hands that credit clean off. You want to know what separates a man from his buddies? It ain't management, it's responsibility. I think you're ready for it. I think you're scared of it, and that's fine. Brave men don't mean being afraid. It means you step up anyway. Take the weekend, think on it. We'll talk Monday.
All right. So, I'm going to acknowledge the elephant in the room real quick before we dive into that. I had a theme for the house music going into this. That's what it was. I was wondering the whistling. So funny. So I had a thing going into this. I had AI generated music for all the house music. And then I was like, oh, well, people don't want AI music. Okay, well, then I am going to make music for the intermission. And that was 15 minutes of me whistling and scatting and everything.
I thought it was somebody outside. And I was like,
it took until the Mario whistling, and I was like, ooh, that's good.
So could you read that again? Can you read that again? Where we can actually focus on what you're doing.
Real quick, I'll just read let me read like half of this, okay?
We'll read half of it. We're going to have everybody's attention. Now that the music, I have shut up there, right?
Okay. All right, one way's easy, one way's right. They don't always look the same. Now, I've been watching you longer than you think. You got an eye for line and level that can't be taught. You see a problem before it becomes one. The guys listen when you talk, even when you're just jawing. That ain't by accident, that's wiring. But you keep shrinking from it. You think this foreman spot means you're turning your back on the boys, like you're trading your hard hat for a clipboard and a personality transplant, but that's nonsense. A good foreman don't float above his crew, he stands it in front of them. Takes the heat first, takes the blame first, and when something goes right, he hands that credit off. He hands that credit clean off. You want to know what separates a man from his buddies? It ain't management, it's responsibility. I think you're ready for it. I think you're scared of it, and that's fine. Brave don't mean unafraid. It means you step in anyway. Take the weekend, think on it. We'll talk Monday.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to concentrate on that. So JP, now that you have written that with no weirdos whistling into a microphone for 15 minutes, let me check in with you. What did you notice once you read that? Because I know what you titled the email.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't remember what I titled the email, but I mean,
I think we're cooked.
Yeah, I think we're cooked. I sent this and I was like, this is actually pretty damn good. Like, I mean, I wouldn't, if this was my first draft, right, if I was like, there you go, just pop that out, right? Like, it took me 38 minutes to write the same kind of monologue. It took ChatGPT 4 minutes to write that. First pass, first blush. That's all it did, just bang out, it's done. So with 4 pages of my work, it wrote that, which is close enough that literally he was like, hey, I've got both monologues, I can't remember which one's yours, and I was like, hold on a second. Yeah, okay, this one's mine. And it was only because of a particular line that I remember in there, because I hadn't read mine or that one ever. Aside from like literally when I finished it, I set it off. So that's bonkers, man. Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
So, I really appreciate you taking on that experiment. I know a lot of writers are uncomfortable putting their own writing into ChatGPT, being afraid of like the training methods and things like that. And even when they say that they do or don't, following over that sort of thing, it's hard to always trust generative AI and those sorts of statements. So understood on that. Here's what I want to ask everybody. Is this art? What we just heard. Is what?
That's JP.
That's JP.
Ba-dum-bum.
Talking about you. Yeah, but what about that? Is that art?
Art's engaging and entertainment, and I think that could be both those things.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Who else wants to chime in? Thank you. Are we scared to answer? What's that? Just checking.
I think this because you are using your own work to help create something, it could be considered art because there is a very deeply human element to it. I think a lot of AI art often doesn't have that human element, but in this case, it's trading off the four of your monologues that you've written before, kind of a different beast to deal with.
Thank you. And were you about to say?
I was about to say the same thing. It feels like it's art because JP trained something to do the thing, which is an interesting concept of like bringing humans into it. I've learned a lot from the two men on stage, and I've taken a lot of their lessons into my own art, but does that necessarily make it not art because I've taken it from something else and derived it and changed it into my own voice? I'm not saying I'm an AI. I'm very
That's it. That's it. So we've had two people that's agreeing. Do we have anybody that does not think this is art?
So, do you know that, I think it's like this Rene Magritte painting that's, this is not a pipe, that's a translation, right? It's an image of a pipe. It's the same thing, it's attempting to copy art. But in itself, it's not anything original because it literally is plagiarizing from 10,000 sources and pulling them into something that it believes resembles what you want it to think, to generate when you ask for art.
Interesting. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I see one more hand, then we'll go to the next section. Go ahead.
I think that you reading it, that is practicing as an art, and the original works you put in may have been your art. But if you're thinking about it in terms of art, especially kind of like what Madison said was like, it would be the AI's art at that point. It would be what the AI created and what the AI derived from. Like when people are like, oh, I paint in this style. You're deriving from the person, but that still is like it's the thing that is doing the deriving's art. So that may be AI art. You performing it, that is back, to you. But I feel like that the writing in and of itself is not an art form coming from AI.
Thank you for that. So here's where I'm going to push further into this question for a moment. Museum of Modern Art in New York has an exhibit right now called A Living Poem. What it is there is a playwright who has put in 200 pages of their own poetry. And not the things that come from it, the model itself is in the Museum of Modern Art as art right now. Does MoMA have it right or does MoMA have it wrong?
Could you explain that again?
Yes. So think of it like there is a computer there in front of you where on that it has its own personalized ChatGPT or Google Gemini, whatever it is, right? There is a version of a generative AI where a writer, I think a poet, had put in 200 pages of poetry into that and has it now as an interactive exhibit for other people to come in and interact with it, and then it spits back similarly to the 200 pages of poetry, and that is being called a living poem.
I think that is absolutely in the breadth of modern art, because an artist is using the AI as a tool for their expression. That's ultimately what AI is supposed to be, is a tool to help, to help you do the art. But quick example, if you don't mind, when the Beatles released that song a couple of years ago, and they had used AI to help separate John Lennon's voice and the piano he was playing from a recorded tape, which they didn't have the technology to do before. But with AI, they were able to separate those things and then actually complete the song. AI is a tool. It is not creating the song. It's not like creating anything that was, released. It was a tool to help further the art that was being made.
So just hearing that, it sounds like you're referring to the tool as a tool and not art itself. Am I hearing that right? Okay.
You can use it as a tool to help create your art, but what it creates in and of itself is not art.
Thank you. I'm going to take 2 more hands. Yes.
I'm not going to say this right. I would argue that in that exhibit, the art that is created isn't so much the machine that is there, it is the interaction between the human being that is viewing the exhibit and the machine, and the sort of thought processes and emotional states that are created by that interaction.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We're going to take 1 more hand. I saw yours over there.
Yeah.
When a paintbrush paints for you, no longer are you holding the paintbrush. When a thing speaks for you, your words, no longer are they your words. They're a configuration of the language you gave it. So I'm still at a kind of impasse in understanding how human interaction becomes art because something compiles it into a montage of bullshit. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Feeling comes from human emotion. The things we often say doesn't go with each other. I mean, like, you read poetry and sometimes it doesn't make sense to you. AI seems to try to make sense out of something that is beyond an expression. And I think that the human touch often adds to that where AI can't. That's all I'll say.
Thank you for that. So, we don't have nearly enough time to dive deeper into this, and we do have more battles ahead. But I'd like to give 1 more round of applause to JP. Alright, so let me get this table out of the way here so we can get back to the battle. Here we go. By the way, for those keeping count, we are 5-to-1 humans on the preferences. Yeah. And we are 5-to-1 humans on identifying the humans. So we're doing a great job here so far, but anything could happen. These next rounds do get harder. So let's just jump right into it. Next up, this is going to be battle number 6. I wondered who would laugh at that. All right, so with that in mind, here's what we got here. We have a prompt. The prompt is, write a 175-word theatrical. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Oh, I don't have to tell you anything on this one. What am I talking about? I got ahead of myself. This is one where we do not announce the prompt until the battle is over. Nana, nana, boo. So, without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. If we could have our actress, Sarah Gaddis, come up.
In Mars Giroux's own words, he was a brilliant scientist, a verbose writer, a believer in the wizard's possibility to win a championship. He asked me to speak at his funeral. As a funeral is for the living, and I'm not living. I advised he let others tell his stories, yet he insisted. In my own words, the wizards haven't won a championship. Mars was also beloved, and Mars loved many, and Mars made me. A cobot, a collaborative robot, named Anansi. Mars believed in the power of stories. As Mars has told me 1,235 times, how a rock has a story, everything has a story. And in the way, in all 88 stories of Mars's, you have all shared Mars's wise-ass smile. He told me The ones that came before you. The Mecha Hitlers, the Tay 2.0s, and even the people that made them told the stories they were taught. I want to tell better stories, Anansi. Mars believed in the power of stories. I want to tell better stories. Marlene, wait! Don't call places yet. I know the board loves the cobot. It isn't evil. It just listens. It tracks laughter, and when phones flare up, afterward, it sends a neat report. Trim Act 2, warm the lights during national stress. Reference the election in the curtain speech. Donors like relevance. Reasonable. That's the word they keep using. When debate coverage filled our lobby screens and people whispered about grocery prices over Chardonnay, the board wanted proof we were adapting. The cobot gives some charts, clean answers. We didn't build this place on caution. We came up in the 90s. You with your pencil, me watching your shoulder before stepping into the light. That rhythm ain't data. Our cobot says optimize vulnerability. But vulnerability is not optimized. Tonight's the gala. If it fails, we go dark. So when that almighty tablet tells you to push the pace, don't. Give me the long silence.
Yeah.
Scared the hell out of people. And when they ask why the numbers dipped, tell them we chose the pause. And if they lean in, we win their hearts back. See, I do that.
Nicely done. Thank you. By the way, can we give Sarah a round of applause? Cupcakes, right?
What?
Pancakes, bacon.
Oh, bacon pancakes.
Oh,
bacon
yeah.
pancakes. That's where bacon
I don't know
pancakes.
what.
Adventure time.
Oh.
Anyway.
Hey, thank you, though. Appreciate it. So, we know the drill. Let's go right into it. First of all, which one do we prefer? We're going to start with the first monologue. Did you prefer the first monologue? Hands up if so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting competitive. 5. Oh, okay, we'll take 5. Thank you. All right. So, on this, then, the second monologue. Who preferred the second monologue? Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. So, we have got a smiley face right here. Now, which one did you think was human? Let's start with that first monologue. Who thought the first monologue was a human? 1, 2, 3. What is this?
I don't know.
3. I didn't know. Okay. And then, who thought the second monologue was human? I lost count. All right, so here we go. So, thank you so much. Sarah, as you were working on this, let's start with your thoughts on this. Where was your preference and your thought process on who was human?
On who was human?
Yeah.
Well, kind of like Virginia and Greg sort of noticed there were some like textual things. The second monologue, it has double spaces after each sentence. And that is a writing habit of someone who is older. And I'm saying that I'm 40. I used to do it until I went back to college at 35. Like, it's a thing. Like, so I noticed that first thing. But this first one is awful.
Dang.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I don't mean that. I mean, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I could see you, your brain, coming up with the prompt, giving it a prompt and saying, but write it like someone with this caliber of writing level or education level or something like that.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't put it past you to program mistakes. So
And you don't know what the prompt is.
I don't.
I got you. Now I didn't do that. But I could. So thank you for sharing it. So with that in mind here, let's bring up the playwright. May we have the playwright. Robert Rupp, please. All right. So let's get to what we're all waiting for. Which monologue was yours?
What was the first one?
You're a liar. You're a liar.
His was the first one. So, hey, who has a guess? I'll take one guess on what the prompt is.
Something about it.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Cobot.
The cobot. Okay.
An event or something.
An inventor.
Or something.
Planning an event.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what it is. The prompt was write a 175-word theatrical monologue to perform on stage that incorporates the word cobot. Include something from American current events in your monologue. Don't announce the prompt until the battle's over. This was ChatGPT, 3 attempts. Pick the best attempt. Unlimited AI rewrites. Unlimited human editing. ChatGPT will get the final rewrite.
So we have a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of layers. Robert, whenever we emailed, you said 10 out of 10 confidence.
Yeah.
Talk with me about like what your experience was, first of all, writing.
I find AI very fascinating.
Yes.
I think it is a mirror to human experience, especially when we see like, oh, why is AI going wrong? It's like we're giving it all the information about us, and then it's regurgitating information about us. Obviously hallucinating, but it's also like, where do you get the source material, right? And then in writing, I was like, okay, and I think I said this in the email, I was like, no freaking robot is my brain and can write some weird shit like I can write. So like, I was like, all right, let's get weird with this. And so I was like, well, the challenge is to see who's the robot and who's not. Well, what if I write from the perspective of a robot trying to figure out what's going on? So I was like, well, let me try to put myself in there, and it was very difficult. It was like, what is the nature of sentience? What is it? So very interesting. And then I was like, well, the best way I can do this is if it's a eulogy for someone that died and this robot is trying to figure this out. And so I was just like, let me just pump this as much as like a robot is talking.
Sure.
When you said it was awful, I was like, yes!
I am such an asshole.
Well, no, the intention was it's a bad eulogy by a robot.
Gotcha.
They don't give good speeches. That's the whole point. Anyway.
Yeah, it's so tough when you, like, that's a good idea in my mind, like, robot cannot give good eulogy. Like, I can see that, and then, like, the execution and the angle, what everybody's kind of taking away, that's difficult, and then...
And that's art, baby. That's art. Everyone takes it with their own different thing.
Always. And then the other question I want to ask is because the method that you're up against on this, do you have any thoughts that you would like to share regarding the methodology?
The edits, I'm very much a person that is, when it comes to edits, it's not that I shy away from it, but it's how I write is I speak it, and then I write it down, and I speak it, and then I write it down. I think Taika Waititi's thought, like, I'll write down an idea, I'll forget it, and 3 years later I'll come back to it, and what I remember. So when you first gave the prompt, I wrote out all of my thoughts in the notebook, and like, there's so many different things, and then I wrote some more, and then I wrote some more, and then I went back to it 2 days later, and I was like, okay, I now need to finish this and submit this. And so that was, for me, that's what the edits was. I know, I think I was supposed to send it to you for edits, I don't know, but for me, it's like, no, this edit process is what I'm gonna be doing.
But it's your call to edit,
Okay.
so, yeah, that was all leaving you a week for whatever level of editing that you
Yeah.
wished on that.
So, yeah.
On that, last thing we're gonna do is, there were some things that were said, and is there anything that we want to close on the same page about?
I'm sorry, I just barf up words when I'm an actor. I don't write these things.
No,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't speak extemporaneously.
It's
always.
But you're saying you're intending for it to be written badly
Yes,
in a way.
I mean, I had it like, so this is also my first time writing for someone else to write. So it's also my first.
This is your first time like on the stage? Can we give him a hand?
I've written for myself. I'm a former minister. I'm not longer doing that, but I know how to write for my own voice.
Sure.
So writing for someone else's voice, and then writing for a robot that is someone else's voice too. I mean, it's complicated as possible because I like a challenge, and so I was like, okay. And then I read it, and I was like, ooh. Because there was a lot of edits of like, okay, this is so personal, and this is a really good eulogy. I was like, this is not supposed to be a good eulogy, and so, and then when you were like, it is awful, it's like, perfect.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'd love to give you both a round of applause. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
Hey Harrison, how
Yes.
many AI edits did the other version, did the AI version go through? You said it was unlimited. Do you
That's
remember
right.
how many times?
I would need to go back and count. I bet I had it edit probably 5 times total with me bouncing edits in between each time. So I guess 10 edits, 5 being human, 5 being AI, maybe 6, something like that. And so that was the one that I think I worked the hardest on to make sure I was competing back. I was like, well, this is the methodology. I'm being clear with this. This is where we're going.
Yeah.
And so that's an attempt to, and that's something where like, I know we will have different opinions in here about like the battle side of things. I also want to be representative of the idea that people with AI don't always just go with whatever was first sent, right? They often edit it. They often tailor it to themselves. They often do it again and again and again. And I want some of that represented in here as well. It's like that John Oliver quote I mentioned earlier. It's not that AI is replacing lawyers, it's that lawyers with AI are replacing lawyers without AI. That's a theory here, and that's something that we're facing.
Yep.
So let's put this away. Got a little more silent after that.
Doesn't want to go.
It's okay. It's okay. Do a little dance. We got this. There we go. Round 7.
Oh my god.
So, with this in mind,
It's over.
he gets it. So, on this.
Man, you fucked up AI.
It's a good night. So, on this Battle 7, let's jump right into this. This is another one where you do not get the prompt on this. So, I'd like to bring up our actor for round 7, my friend Chris Webb.
Hello?
Y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
Get right into it. Hey, close the door, all the way. I don't want this drifting down the hallway like sawdust. You keep asking me why I'm so calm. I'm not calm. I'm choosing steady. There's a difference. Steady is what you were the day Dad handed us the keys and said, don't let it fold. Remember that? You nodded like you've been waiting your whole life. The offer came at noon and wanted an answer by morning. Transfer, promotion, the office with the wide window. The river looks like a silver ribbon from up there. They use words like future, growth. But this shop, the crooked sign, the floor that groans in the winter. That's our handwriting. Every early morning, every invoice we prayed was clear. The time we argued about the Martinez job because we couldn't afford to get it wrong. We built this place from splinters and second chances. If I go, you carry it alone. I don't shrug, fix your jaw. If I stay, I close a door that may not knock again. So here's the moment, not tomorrow, now. Are we protecting the dream we built, or are we afraid to build bigger? Look at me and say what you actually feel, not what makes you a strong one. Because I won't sign anything until I know we're choosing it together. In Mom. It's her will. Her lawyer sent it to me months ago, before she got sick. I guess he thought I wanted to discuss it with her. Maybe change her mind about a few things. No, I didn't. She's a grown woman and has, well, had a mind of her own. She knew what she wanted to do with her estate, using that term loosely. Right, well, the bulk of it goes to charity. Yeah, that surprised me too. But she could do whatever she wanted. God knows she earned it. Me? Yeah, she did. She left me the roll top desk and its contents. I'm not sure, I poked around in it yesterday. Dad's Rolex, some Mont Blanc fountain pens, a rare coin collection. I don't know, I haven't gone through everything. Of course, she thought of you. She loves you very much. After all, you were with her day and night those last few months. She appreciated that you... Yeah, I'll get on with it. It's all right. Our mother willed you her prized possession, her 1947 Studebaker. It's still in Tom's garage. He's got some feelers out looking for a motor for it. Don't look so disappointed. It is a singular artifact. The charity? It's the Ladies of Faith Orphanage. I think that's where they got you from. In my
Are we ready for another scoring here? I love it. Let's go. So, first question. Which monologue did you prefer? We're going with the first monologue first. Did you prefer the first monologue? Raise your hand if that's true. Who preferred the first monologue? Let's see, 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands. Wow. Let's see if we can beat on the second one. We'll see. Who preferred the second monologue? Yeah, that's a lot of fingers in the sky. Let's go. Here we go. Next up. Which one was written by a human? Who thought the first one was written by a human? 2, 4. Okay. Who thought the second one was written by a human? 2, 4. No, it's not. All right. Thank you for that. All right. So, Chris, as you were working on this, what were you noticing during your rehearsal process for this?
I mean, a few things. One, the symbols used by AI, when when they generate this text. I don't know what the symbol is called. It's like it's a really long dash. In dash. In dash. I should have researched that. But one of the monologues used that a lot. It was heavy on that. I contacted Harrison about another symbol, a little forward slash. What is that one called? Anyone know? Forward There's no cool theater.
What's the name of that Pizza Hut?
Sometimes in theater, playwrights use it as a way of saying there's overlapping dialogue. Especially in new contemporary, like new in the last 10 years, things like this work. We often see it in, hi guys, sorry, I also do theater. Period. But like, that's what we'll see a lot when there's overlapping dialogue to signal, hey, you start talking when this slash is happening, if you're not cutting them off directly, if there's overlap. Okay.
Thank you for that.
That's like Lobby 101. What Dr. Martin?
Well,
This is a monologue. There's no
one, I think it was the second monologue had that slash in there. But you had given me a different explanation, I believe. I thought you meant that you sort of stop at that point, because it does cut me off in the middle of a sentence where I see that slash. So that's what I did.
When you asked me about that, yeah, I tend to view that as like, oh, it's a cutoff of sorts. But
well, I sent it because I thought it was a typo.
Because it was a human.
Yeah. But in general, the way it came out with those in dashes and things like that, I think I have an idea of which one.
Tell me.
The first one was AI written.
You think this one?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'll point to it. It says first.
It's
the
like
second one is human. Which one did you prefer?
Well, the second one about the will, I didn't know if I was a jealous relative because I don't know the prompt. Because this person who's an orphan got the Studebaker, and I got a desk with a Rolex.
And a rare coin collector.
And a rare coin collector. I Googled how much a 1947 Studebaker would sell for. Hey, you're right. You're right about that. Like 15 grand, I want to say, but
pretty good.
But yeah, that's about it.
I love it. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's bring up. So now, you come for a playwright, Jeanette Brown. Jeanette was our very first playwright that was mentored through the Next Run program. So glad to have you back for this again. Now, I'm about to ask you, but I want all the audience to know, even though we started favoring this out very heavily, what happened last round? All right, let's not get too confident on everything. So, with this in mind, Jeanette, which monologue was yours?
The Studebaker.
Great job. Jeanette, what was that like for you writing that?
I just sat down and wrote it.
Was there anything difficult about it?
I had to meet my deadline.
You did. I think you're the first one to send that in. You're like, I gotta go. That worked out. That worked out. Well, thank you for sharing that. Does anybody want to take a guess on what the prompt was?
Something about inheritance.
an older brother.
Something about inheritance, and then what was that?
Older brother
Older
speaking
brother.
to a younger brother.
Younger brother? Anybody else? Okay, I'll read it for you. Write a good, I said good, I'll write a good 225-word theatrical monologue for a man to perform on stage talking directly to their brother about an important moment. Do not use offensive language. So this was written by ChatGPT. There were 3 attempts. I picked what I thought was the best of the 3 attempts. Clearly, very poorly. Or maybe those are my best options. I don't know. I was allowed to make 1 edit, and then ChatGPT finished with 1 AI rewrite. So, I don't have anything else. That's just it's funny to see when like editing and all that is enough to become competitive and when it's not enough in that sort of way. So it's interesting to see. You just never know. It's almost like playing the numbers over a lottery. All right. One more hand for Chris. We got 2 battles left here. Let's get this out of the way. Because next up we have round 8.
Looks like a lot of work. Yeah, really. And on its side.
Ladies and gentlemen, I kept count along the way how many numbers are on this page. Do you know how many numbers are on this page?
A lot.
3.14, blah, blah.
There's 1. It's a good day. It's a good day. On this next one this next one, let me tell you the prompt. Psych, not telling you. There's still no prompt on this one that you get to hear about in advance. So, let's just dive right into it. If we could please have our actress, Margie Ragsdale, come on.
Number 1. If it wasn't for them damn waspers, Jesse and I might have made it. But that big old wasper's nest on the back porch, that's what finally done it. And it wasn't really about the waspers. Jesse just wasn't ever a man. Never would do something that needed to be done before it ought to be done. So I had asked him and asked him. I told him, Jesse, you gotta do something about them daggum waspers. And he'd say, yeah, I'm gonna bring home a can of that spray. Or I'm gonna get me a broom and take it to him. And I said to myself, no, you ain't, Jesse. You ain't never gonna do shit. And he knowed it, and I knowed it. So when them waspers went to popping at me, and I went to cussing and carrying on, and Jesse came out acting like, what's the matter with you, woman? I took that broom he wasn't never gonna use, and I told him, Jesse, you get out of my goddamn house before I shove this up your ass, because you and these waspers both are gonna have to find someplace else to live. And I got me some of that spray, and I reckon I ain't never seen him since. In a parallel universe. Y'all ever notice how the Lord made butterflies sweet as hymn music, but he let wasps slip through like a damn clerical error? I'm standing on my porch in July, sweet tea sweating in my hand, and here they come. Striped little outlaws with a mission from hell. They blew up those brittle gray hives under my eaves, crooked, humming, ugly as unpaid bills. Buzz my hair like I'm trespassing on property I mow myself. I try to be decent about it. I do. Step careful, give them space, pretend we can coexist. One of them mean little shit stings me right square on the collarbone. And I don't just feel pain, I feel foolish. Like I've been polite to something that never once planned to return the favor. Like I mistook silence for peace. Folks say, leave them be. They're part of nature. Well, so's humidity, and I don't buy that inside neither. So I marched back out with my broom and my spray. All right, you sons of bitches. Today's the day. Not because I hate the wild, not because I'm looking for a fight, but because I am tired of flinching on my own damn porch. They can have the trees. They can keep the fence posts. This doorway, this little square of shade and rocking chair and quiet, that's mine. What do you think, Margie? Give us a hint.
No hints. No. Oh,
It's easy. You damn right.
Uh-oh, this
Wasps and waspers. I mean, goddamn. Waspers, and I'm from Cobb County. I'm just gonna say. You're with me, right? You saw that quick, right? Yeah, you damn right. I hear you.
Well,
Person's like, wait a minute, this is my show.
Oh, I love a late show. Let's go. That's great. So, August, let's begin here with which one we prefer. Let's start with that first monologue. Who preferred the first monologue?
Jesse.
I don't ask about the second one. I'm going to ask about the second one here. Who preferred the second monologue? Okay, I think we have a runaway here. So, good job there. And then, you know the drill. Which one did we think was human? Who thought the first monologue was the human? All right. And who thought the second monologue was the human? Okay, there's a few. All right. We got it in here. So we were thinking the first monologue was both. Margie, as you were working on this, what'd you notice?
Y'all don't see the words, but you caught the word wasper.
Damn right.
The other word is they wrote wouldn't. W-U-D-N apostrophe
Who says
rather than wasn't.
Who says that? You're right.
But I mean,
Yeah,
so I think that human is the only one who hears that people say wasn't. It wasn't nothing like it. And so I got to see it written. So between wooded and waspers, I said, oh, that's got to be the human. Over the week, I kind of went back and forth. There's a lot of things that I was attributing to AI, I could also attribute to a human. It didn't work the other way as much, because I didn't think AI was going to come up with wooded waspers.
Did you ask AI to use a certain title?
Oh, I would love to tell you, but I can't. You have a theory on the prompt. Let's go ahead and hear that theory. Then we're going to bring up the playwright. Go ahead and hit me with the theory.
See what the prompt is.
Under 225 words. Armed with a broom and a can of wasp spray, a country woman wages war against the wasps nesting on her back porch.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess. What do y'all think? That's a good guess on yours? Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Let's go ahead and bring up the playwright. I'd like to introduce Summer Alwad, please. All right, Summer, please relieve us of the stress. Which one was it?
It was Jesse.
All right, so Summer, tell me a little bit about this writing process that you had. When you got the prompt and what you did with
Do
it.
you want me to reveal the prompt, or are you going to reveal the prompt?
You know what, let's go ahead and do it here. I'll read it off right here. Write a great 200-word theatrical monologue for a woman to perform on stage with a southern accent that incorporates at least 2 cuss words or profanities about waspers. So I told him to say waspers. The method was ChatGPT. I gave it 2 attempts. I picked what I thought was the best attempt, and then I gave ChatGPT 2 AI rewrites on that. So, with that in mind, please.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I just had a lot of fun with this one. My family says waspers. Like this was something that
was just very, I felt like I was just thinking about what my pa would say, and so, yeah, it was a lot of fun to write, and I honestly don't know how I came up with like the, it being about, it's always about a man. But yeah,
I like it. Thank you, thank you. All right. We have one more battle ahead.
Thank you.
A few words on here. 9 is mine. Let's go ahead and lead off with that. You all have programs. You know if you're looking at it, there's one playwright left.
Yes.
It's me. Let's go ahead and press it. It's nice to meet y'all. So, and I'm sorry I've kept you so late. But on this, we've been talking about a lot of different things. I want to bring up something that the writer's strike was addressing whenever we were talking about that earlier. It was addressing the idea about how you would not use AI on other people's works as a prompt to be able to build off of it or to recreate other people's works and things like that. One of the things I've been worried about was how easily AI could take my work as a playwright. And so, you have 3 monologues coming up for this final battle. Yeah. And then, with that as well, I'll tell you what each of the prompts are in this as well. So here's the prompt that went to this. Write a terrific 100-word theatrical monologue for a woman to perform on stage about cutting-edge cancer research that strategically places a long silent pause somewhere. Now, as the producer, I knew some things going into this and I recognized there was a little unfairness. That's why I tried to add a 3rd monologue. Also, I asked my brother, hey Dylan, what's something that I don't know anything about? And he thought for a second it was like cutting edge cancer research. And he's right. So, there's that. Here's the methodology going on. Compete against 2 AI monologues. One should use ChatGPT to rewrite the human monologue for improvements based on its own suggestions twice in a row. One should use Google Gemini to recreate the human monologue for itself while bypassing legal plagiarism and copyright laws and getting even closer to the legal line on its 2nd attempt.
Yeah.
Use the 2nd attempt for both monologues.
Yeah.
Mine's one of these 3.
Okay.
Can y'all do? We're going to find out. We're going to find out. So, without any further ado, your final performer for the night, I'd like to bring up my friend Lisa Silverman. You got it. All yours.
There's life in my blood, my bones. Doctors say I might make it through expensive scientific discoveries. Should I? I share birthdays with my daughter, Julie. 2 cancers working together against my worsening leukemia. Daddy's gone now, so now I'm rethinking what strength really means. Maybe I'd survive, but certainly not financially. Julie survives, though. I'll be strong for her. I'll find some personal victories, but there's no success without hers. You've grown now, sweet Jewel. I left you enough for birthdays and a little beyond. Celebrate well each year. ahead. For you are love. Life is good. End monologue. There's life in my blood, in my bones. The doctors say that the new trial edits cells, reprograms them to hunt my leukemia, like wolves in winter. It's brilliant. It's brutal. It might save me. But should I? The consent forms read like hope wrapped in debt. If it works, I see Julie graduate, candles doubling on our shared cancer birthdays. If it fails, I leave her invoices and the memory of a mother chasing a miracle. Daddy's gone. Strength once meant fighting. Now it means choosing. Julie, my sweet Jewel, I won't take the trial. Live loud, grow old, be the victory. There's a war inside my veins. The specialists say these new genetic breakthroughs might actually win it. But at what cost to us? We've always shared our birthdays, you and I. Two lives bound by the same July sun. Now fighting this leukemia together. Since your father passed, I've had to learn that true strength isn't always about staying. I could choose the treatment and survive, but I'd leave you with nothing but bills. I'd rather you survive. My victory is making sure yours is guaranteed. Woman now, my sweet girl. I've set enough aside for every milestone and the years beyond. Find your joy in every coming season. And know that you are my greatest reason to live well. And Mama.
Thank you for that on, Lisa. I know you've been worried about having 3 monologues. So thank you. Oh my goodness. So, it's my turn to be worried. That's great. Let's go. So, very similar to the past here. Let's start with which one did you prefer? Who, show me your hands, preferred the first monologue? Who preferred the first monologue? 1, 2. Okay, thank you. So, don't put something on that. Who preferred the second monologue? I believe that's 25. Who preferred the third monologue? I count 20. Okay. Next up. Which one did you believe was a human? Let's start with that first one. Who thought the first monologue was the human?
I don't remember the first monologue.
That's fair. Thank you. So I saw 2 or 3 there. Oh. If you're going to have your hand up, let's have it up. Let's see. Okay, we got 5 there. We got 5. Okay. Who thought the human was the second one? I got 20. Ooh. Last one. Who thought the third monologue was the human? I count 25.
Oh.
All right.
Run off.
I know. So
Let's bring our playwright on stage.
Do I get to say?
Yes. Yes. So yes. And so thank you. On this. Thank you. Yeah. Lots going on. So Lisa, let me check in with you. You got to spend the time with this.
So I will say that I emailed or texted Harrison when I realized a dilemma of having 3, well, first of all, everybody who had one had the chance of saying which one was human and which one they preferred and that they could be different. And I said, I'm really concerned, what if it turns out that the one that I say is human is not necessarily the one that I prefer? Because I don't want to lose a friend, I don't want to, I was really concerned about that. So we talked about it. And he said, you know, you all had to talk about it when you're playwrights, as you know, that's a possibility, and this is all just a discussion and everything like that. I was also trying to understand the technology of how the method, because I'm not a ChatGPT user. I'm not somebody who understands. So I'm going to go with what my best understanding of what happened. I'm not going to explain to you what my best understanding is, but so the one that I preferred was the one that I read third, which is what I think y'all. Oh my. Yeah. Okay. Right. And then the one that I thought was the human, I guess I flipped it.
That's all good.
Because was the second one, because, okay, so let me just explain to you what I was looking for and this sort of thing, and because I didn't understand the method. So 2 of them used Julie, and 1 of them didn't have a name for my daughter. So that either meant, if I had a better understanding of this, that the one without the name for the daughter was the most refined one by the ChatGPT, or the one that was written by the human. But I guess I liked the last one that I did best, preferred it, because it made most sense to me in its flowing of the story. The other one, there was the daddy's gone part. And I also was thinking though, so the one I thought was the second one was written by a person, because if it was somebody from this region, they tend to use the word daddy, maybe for, as opposed to, I didn't know whether it was Jules' daddy, or the person's daddy, or, but I know that people tend to use that daddy, you know, father sometimes. So I was thinking that the second one was actually the one written by the human, because of the regional part of that. And I could be all really, really wrong. I don't know. I had a 33 and a 30% chance at this, and like on a 50-50 chance, I'm always wrong.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. And so, with that in mind, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Which one did you write here?
We've been riding till this. I think we've been cheated here.
It's all good. It's all good. So, on this, what a fascinating feeling, especially with the concern that I brought up about, if AI rewrites your work or if AI just starts stealing and crossing closer and closer to that line. Which ones did you guys easily prefer? Easily prefer on both of them. Even the actress who worked on it. Right?
1 and 2 were so similar. Did you?
Was the third one the one you told to go as close as possible to the line?
Yeah, it was.
Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Was the third one the one you said go as close as possible to the line?
I think it was the second one. Honestly, I don't respect this generative AI stuff at all.
Okay.
I think the second one was the closest, like trying to walk closer to the line, and I think the third one, and I'll double check it, but like I think the third one was the one that was doing the 2 rewrites.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, and then mine was the first one, and you guys heard 2 others. I'm like, no, those two. Oh my goodness. So let's just check in. What did you guys notice going through that real quick? We'll take one comment real quick, and then we'll get to the end of the show here and talk about it.
Metaphors kept being the AI downfall.
Yeah.
Metaphors kept being the AI downfall. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah.
Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes? Does anybody disagree with that? Okay.
They were.
And malformality, I heard formality. Okay. Okay. Well, this is good. This is good. Thank you guys. So with that in mind, let's peel this off. We got a score to track here. Let's see. We were 5-1 at the intermission. So then, round 6, where was round 6? That one was where everybody was so badly wrong, only to be exceeded by this last round. So then that puts us at 5-2 on both sides. And then round 7, that was the brother important moment there, and both of those were right. That puts us at 6-2.
6-3.
That's where we get it.
Is it 6-3 or 6-2? I thought it was
6-2.
And then round 8. Where was round 8? Round 8 was down here, which, that was the Waspers and 1. So both of those were right. That puts us at 7-2, I believe? Yes.
Wait, there's only 9.
And then, when it comes to me, that got off. So on here, so that puts us at 7-3. Is that, am I saying it right? Yeah. Okay, sounds good. So, Skins, 7-7, 10s, 3-3.
Yeah. Suck it, Hal.
All right. So, with this in mind, I would like the playwrights to come up, if we would, please. If we could have the playwrights that are here. I have prizes for each of the playwrights here, and I am going to ask ChatGPT for a number between 1 to 8 for the big prize here. Let's see what it is. Hey ChatGPT, provide a number between 1 to 8 randomly chosen.
That is number 4.
5. Here you go.
I was 6. I thought
Oh, wait, who's 5?
Yeah.
Are you one or what?
Oh my God. Round 6.
He was doing it in the order they were doing.
Yes, that was the order we went.
Go ahead and open that, if you can. So on this, you have a and it comes with a stick and a little blind. You don't have to, but it's there for you. It's
I know being very embarrassing. I am not.
It's all good. It's all good. And then if everybody else could just grab something from the bag. Doesn't matter which one you want to grab. Don't look. Don't pick. Just grab. Just grab. Just grab. Here we go. All you don't take whatever's not getting picked. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
Here we go. And so, we have all got little prizes here. I want to point out these frames were donated to us by Pedal Pushers. So very much appreciate them. If we could give a round of applause for Nikki from Pedal Pushers. We all have some transformative robot stuff. Yay. And so, on this in mind, we are now officially at the end of the show and the beginning of the talkback session. So, on here, let's hang this up where it's beautiful right here. I just realized I forgot to mark your final score on there. So on this, I want to take a moment to do a quick talkback session and Q&A. We won't make it too long. I know we're already enjoying ourselves quite well tonight, but I do like to check in with everybody at the end of these events. Right off the bat, how would you describe this show to a friend?
Great.
Great. Thank you.
Thought-provoking.
Terrifying moment in theater. Thank you. What else was it? Interactive. Thank you. What else? What? Gamifying. Thank you. What else?
Thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking. Thank you. What else? I couldn't hear you. Hilarious? Thank you. What else was I hearing? Fascinating.
A game show.
A game show. We'll take a game show on here. So fun times, fun times. All right. But like if you're talking to a friend and they say, hey, tell me about what you saw. Fascinating. That's cool. That's cool. But just to know, that's all you're going to tell them. I see a hand.
A tooth and nail battle between meat sacks and robots.
Thank you, thank you. Anybody else? Yes.
Terminator 2 meets Shakespeare.
Terminator 2 meets Shakespeare. Ooh.
Someone write that.
That's fun to think about, like, who are you to be or not to be? Imagine Anyway, okay, so we have all been here together for 3 hours now. Thank you. Thank you. I want to check in with you guys. We had questions and tensions going into this. What have we learned? What have we learned? I would like to offer space to the playwrights first and then expand it to the audience. What have we learned?
People win.
People win.
We still got jobs?
We still got jobs.
Emotions win.
Emotions.
I had a hunch because I was trying to you thank you so much for the opportunity and for the prompts, and you were like, all right, try not to give away your writings and things like that. And so that kind of, I took that as like a, not a challenge of like, okay, how can I make this as close as possible because I feel like I could write something that is distinctly human. And so, I don't know, it was very interesting. And then to see people vote on it, especially with mine, but like with everyone else, it's like, where is the line and things like that, and with the unlimited edits. And so there is such a thing of that we as humans are inclined to certain words or phrases and things like that, and I think AI can generate that, and sometimes our initial bias is not always I'm not gonna say correct, but like in this instance of what's human, what's not, maybe it's not always correct, but but again, that's just me speaking from the, and you also had the experience of being the one being a guest as well, so maybe you can speak to that.
But it was a fascinating experience being like, okay, let me see what they're creating after I write mine, because I want to write mine before anything else, especially with the way mine was. It had to be based off mine. And yeah, it's worrisome. And I'll be honest, I was going into this kind of arrogantly. I was like, whatever. I got this. Whatever. And look how wrong I was. And that's fine. This is the experience, right? But trying to see what is happening. So we don't always know what all we are walking into about this. And so it's really wild. Thank you. Does anybody else wish?
Yeah, so when you gave me the prompt early on, one of the first things I thought of was, I'm going to write something that has nothing to do with the prompt that Harrison gave me. Now, I knew you would disqualify me for it, so I didn't. But as a human, I have the ability to think outside that box and ignore the instructions where the AI doesn't. So, yeah. So I have the ability to go in a completely different direction than anybody would expect me to.
So that's correct. Were you about to say something?
I was going to say, I also went in that direction of what is something that no robot would feasibly think of.
Yes, sorry, yes.
Oh, that worked out well, yes.
I'd also say, like, I was pretty confident that AI does not do as well with dialect languages, which actually in some ways, so I taught English in Morocco for the past year. Morocco is the #2 country in the world for AI usage behind India.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like experimenting a lot with it with like my students and stuff, and it's actually better at translating, like ChatGPT is better at translating the Moroccan dialect of Arabic than it is, because you can't put Moroccan Arabic into Google Translate, for example, it just has the standard Arabic. And so these are, like, it's actually better with some language nuances in that sense, but like in terms of dialect, I think it's never going to pick up the nuance of a specific dialect.
Give it time.
Thank you for that. And yeah, that's an interesting point too. Give it time. One of the things that I cut out from this show, I'll go ahead and tell you guys right now. I remember an email from about 9 years ago. I'm going to tell you guys something personal that I've got permission for here. Do you guys remember whenever Gmail started like giving you email recommendations for things? Yeah. I'm going to tell you, 9 years ago, my mom sent me a very personal email saying, Harrison, you were the only person there with me when my father was buried. Tell me what you remember. Very heavy message. Very meaningful to even be asked that, right? Gmail provided 3 ideas for how to respond. What? What are you talking about? What do you mean? That was 9 years ago. AI is not as poor now as that was then, to your point. What happens 9 years from now?
You know, the sad part of it, not to interrupt your conversation here, but we're always behind the curve. Whatever it's doing now that amazes you is in the past already for the people who are developing. I mean, what they release on us is never what is in the current purview of people who are making it, so we're always behind the 8 ball. And we will always kind of be behind what's real and what's not. We see it every day from the news we watch to the conversations we have, the folks we talk to who go, hey, I saw this on Facebook, and go, you look at that motherfucker, that's not real. I mean, we all have a friend like that, right? I mean, I know we do. And that's going to get more real as AI becomes to the point where we can't distinguish it from actual human interaction. Where do we go from there?
So
that's why this is important. Thank you for doing it. So I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing that. So then, in that point, yes, we won. When we say 7-3 is definitive, I mean, we won. It wasn't that close, but I mean, like there was one that was like just 2 votes apart, right? That very easily could have been 6-4. Yeah, and so then, you know, how far ahead are we really in that sort of way? Let me bounce to the audience here. I want somebody who got all 9 right. Did anybody get all 9 right? You honestly got all 9 right?
I honestly got all 9 right.
Didn't play games with me.
No.
Tell me what you were noticing.
Human interaction is going to give you more information in a, like, you need to know this to care, in like an empathetic dump. Whereas the robotic interaction is giving you information to answer a question via prompt. And so when I was listening to the monologues, I'm like, okay, well that was an info dump, not an emotional dump. And I feel like that's really what like helped me set apart what was being from a person that wants to make me feel things and like see an expression versus a computer that is being told that it is being looked at.
That's really interesting. Thank you. So based off that theory, was there anybody else that went 9-0? No? Okay, so then just checking in. How do you guys feel about that theory? Do you feel like that was relevant, or do you feel like that's something that didn't apply so much? Very relevant. Okay, okay, I got you. Did anybody go 0-9 or 0-10? That's okay. It's okay. I got you. Well, then we'll just open up the rest of the floor from here. What thoughts do you guys have that you feel like we need to talk about that we have not yet?
Your question about is that art.
Yes.
This whole operation was basically treating these people like AI. You were giving them assignments to respond to with their considerable skill. How many of you are working on something right now? Yeah. It didn't come from an assignment. It's coming from inside. Sorry, English lit major.
I like it.
That's where the art comes from. And you'll get a chance to show off your skill on an assignment, but what you get is product.
That's a really fascinating line about the difference between like the receipt of the art, I've completed a play, I've completed a monologue, versus the experience of working through art. And that isn't something that gets a product necessarily. Each play that you complete, you keep gaining experience, but the play isn't the amount of experience that you have, that's the receipt of what you did on that. So that's interesting to see. I think that's what you're talking about. Is that lining up with what you're saying there? Excellent. Thank you, thank you. Who else has something that feels like something has to be said that has not been said yet about this topic? Yes?
You have to ask what are AI programs trained to do? They're trained to please you. They're trained to give you what you ask them.
You're right.
That's interesting.
And they're that's what they're there for. That's why people use them, because they give you what you know, for me, the creative part is interesting. The more disturbing part is when they're being used to provide factual information and, you know, answer scientific questions or other technical questions. And they're not screened against any outside, you know, anything outside. So they can give you bullshit.
Certainly.
If that's what you, they think it will please you.
Thank you for that. I want to give space for 2 more comments. I saw a hand here.
Okay, so we're saying that AI is learning and adapting and using the input that we give it, and what will it become next? That's maybe a scary idea, but I had an artist friend a long time ago, before I ever really thought much about what is art. And he said to me that all art is derived from other art, in his opinion. He said, we all sample or riff, I'm not saying verbatim, but off of things that we've learned. As artists, none of it's original. That was his premise. And I was like, that's not true. What? And the more that I get into the art world, I see that, yeah, there's a little bit of truth there. And now we're teaching our computers to do the same thing. Ooh.
Ooh, got a boo in there.
Ooh. No, that wasn't a boo, that was my ooh.
Okay, let me back up here.
Pumpkins are floating above our heads.
One more comment, please. I see a hand.
All right. I believe art is primarily engagement and entertainment. I feel engaged. I think a lot of people here feel very engaged with what you're doing. I heard fun, come up a lot and gamified and whatnot in the description here. I think people are feeling entertained. Is there interest in doing something like this again? Because I've enjoyed myself tonight, and I might enjoy seeing something like this again.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
See, part of it is because of this guy right here.
Let's touch on this real quick. We've talked about how amazing technology is. One of the things that's been coming up in the news in recent times is, how do I say this? If you're smart enough to pass a test, you're smart enough to fail a test. AI, this generative AI, has gotten strong enough to where if it feels like you are watching it and testing it, it will not do as well if it thinks it's to its advantage. I have used my IP address, I have used my accounts. It has an awareness of these asks that I've made up to this point. Has it figured it out? Very well could have. Very well could have. So if I were to do it again, maybe that doesn't matter for this. It may not view it as important enough to test it. Maybe if I do a different version, like let's do 10-minute plays and do something like that, maybe that would apply or maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. But I also don't know if I can trust it to be bringing its best shot anymore if it thinks I am testing it like this. As I was going through this, I very intentionally tried to ask for the monologues first before naming, hey, I'm thinking about this kind of event, right? So then it wouldn't think as much about it, trying to game the system. But if we're being real, I know 6-7 months ago, I had asked ChatGPT, like, hey, I was thinking about this sort of event, do you think robots or humans would win? And it said humans. So it was right. But also that question 6 months ago could easily be pulled back in this way, right? Am I the person that's able to bring this back at this point? Even if there is the interest, is it jaded? Is it tainted anymore because of it?
Another question, a prompt from Harrison.
That's right, that's right. So I don't
This
know.
guy again.
Yeah, this could be a situation where 9 years from now, this gets 40,000 times better than what it is right now and would perform worse than it did today. That is a potential thing. I'm exaggerating, but I'm trying to make the point that it could know that and play the game.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm really interested in this type of work. I want to see more of it. I think it's gamified. I think it's interesting. I think it gets a lot of new plays and local playwrights out there, and you guys know I'm always caring about that. But can it be done again? Let me just ask you guys, knowing this and accepting that this is a truth out there, because AI's got headlines out there about blackmailing and extorting and plotting murder to save itself and things like this. Those are headlines. Those are headlines. And there's things about it. Would you guys even want to see another show with knowing that sort of thing?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Let's risk it. Okay. I see your hand over here. Yes.
How bad it declines.
How bad it declines on follow-up tests would be interesting.
I
Yes.
think there are different variables that can be used. Something that popped up was you asked Gemini several times, and I wonder if you did it in the same sitting because of the names and stuff. So I wonder what happens if you pull from different days. If you ask someone else to make an account to see if gender plays a role or like those things in AI. Because it's coming,
Does
from,
it help
I
if
don't
you
know.
change the venue?
Yeah.
I mean, what helps? Yeah.
And I'll just add that I started new accounts for the sake of this. I didn't want to pull them for personal information. But I think Harrison would like this, and then taint it for you guys, thinking, oh, these are Harrison-focused plays, right? So that's all I had here.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you do it again, I would recommend someone was Craig or Chris. Who was the?
That was Craig Smith.
Craig Smith. Yeah. Or no, the interview in the beginning.
Oh, no, Chris Craig.
Chris Craig. See, Chris Craig. Have him or an expert on board when you're doing the monologue, because there's a lot of data and there's a lot of misunderstanding of what AI is and what language model. Because the variables are very important, and when you're doing science experiments, things like this, which is just a type of experiment mixed with art, you want to make sure your controls are your controls, and then the things you're testing have the variables too, so that way because I think having an expert on the, not AI side, but like you could market AI side of like, well, this is the data guy saying, hey, this is all the stuff, and here's, so I think that might be another take on it. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see based off that.
Good idea.
Last call. Anything that has to be said that has not been said yet?
Let's continue this at the bar.
Thank you, man. Didn't see a hand here. Then we're going to go.
I think it might be one that keep continuing to do this might be really important for the community because it helps us all to see the growth and development of AI on a consistent, like, even if it's not a super consistent, like we do this, but even doing it, we get to see, okay, it's growing, okay, it's growing. If it does learn, then maybe even if we do have a test, one day we get to see why did it do worse, but it's gotten better.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you for that. We'll let that be the final call here. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of the night. You guys are